God dang yo, oh what that dang. This is the voice of the patriot, and here we speak truth to power. Here we don't criticize, but if we must, we would only just do to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. This is the headquarters of the truth. And today we have a number of issues to look at, and I am gasping for air. The issues are deep, my brother, my sister, but of course, that is where we thrive. We touch the thorny issues that everybody is scared to do. Now, the very first story I want to look at is taken from Ghana Web, and I implore you to come closer so we can look at these things very, very carefully. My brother, my sister, now I'm reading this from Ghana Web, and it says, school feeding corruption, betrayal by Kennedy Agyapong, 4 explosive revelations by Adwoa Safo. And I read, former member of parliament for Domi Kwabenya, Sarah Adwoa Safo, is currently on a media tour, engaging several media stations to express what she refers to as her long-endured unfair treatment. Now, this comes despite her previous apology to the party and her constituency after facing family issues that led to a prolonged absence from parliamentary duties. Now, the former MP who lost her bid for re-election in the party's 2024 primaries to Mike Okwei Jr. has in recent days lamented the loss of her seat to the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, in the 2024 elections. She has also criticized the party's committee report on the 2024 elections, chaired by former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Mike Okwei. Amongst other issues, Sarah Adwoa Safo has discussed the school feeding program and her concerns during her media engagements. Now let's look at the school feeding program. She says, Adwoa Safo, who doubles as former Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, has alleged widespread corruption and mismanagement within the school feeding program. She revealed that former President Akufo-Addo initially requested an audit, but later distanced himself from it. Now, speaking in an interview on Accra-based OKFM, the former MP stated that Akufo-Addo ordered the audit immediately after her appointment, even before funds were allocated to the ministry. However, she claimed that other significant irregularities were uncovered. She faced resistance, marking the beginning of her challenges in office. According to Adwoa Safo, a former coordinator of the program refused to cooperate with the audit process despite multiple invitations. She further alleged that the same coordinator later proposed a scheme to add ghost schools to the program for personal gain, which she refused. Now, despite these challenges, the audit was completed and a report was submitted to Cabinet for onward presentation to the President. However, she claimed the report was shelved after public criticism. The woman came to my office and told me that she could help me make money by adding ghost names for the school feeding program. I refused and walked her out of my office. Later, they brought several reports for me to sign so they could withdraw money they claimed was for feeding children. But at the time, we were in lockdown and no cooking was taking place. When I refused to sign, they reported me to the Jubilee House. Now, number 2, about Kennedy Agyapong. Adwoa Safo also revealed that her former partner, Kennedy Agyapong, abandoned her during the 2007 New Patriotic Party primaries to campaign for Professor Mike Okwei, despite her being pregnant with his child at the time. Now, speaking in an interview on Movement TV on March 19, 2025, Adwoa Safo was asked whether she would support Kennedy Agyapong's bid for the NPP flag bearership. In response, she stated that she believes in the party's flag bearer for the 2024 election, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and that political decisions were not influenced by family ties. Thirdly, uneducated father comment. Adwoa Safo has accused the NPP parliamentary candidate for Domi Kwabenya, Mike Okwe Jr., of insulting her father, Apostle Kojo Safo Kantanka, as uneducated, an uneducated bush farmer, while his own father was a professor, urging delegates to vote for him instead. And then finally, bogus NPP election committee. Former MP Sarah Adwoa Safo has described the NPP election review committee headed by Professor Michael Kwe as a bogus committee. Now, the committee was established to review the party's loss in the 2024 elections. All right, so let's look at it one after the other and see if this carries some wisdom or not. All right, so number one, she's talking about the school feeding project or program. A woman came into her office and she was a big wig in this program and wanted to add ghost names, ghost schools in her own ways so that she would be able to steal money from the Republic for Adwoa Safo. In her own words, she decided to walk the woman out of her office, and she thought that was enough as a lawmaker. Why did she not report this person to the police? Why did she not get the police to arrest this woman straight from her office? That is the question we are asking Adwoa Safo. It's not enough to come out and say, after how many months, after how many years, oh, this person tried to bribe me, this person tried to steal from the Republic in order to give me whatever, to get whatever favor. My brother, I think this is quite irresponsible. My brother, my sister, Adwoa Safo must still be investigated. In my opinion, and remember, it remains my opinion. My brother, John Dramani Mahama decided to kick out Victoria Hammer for planning to steal $1 million American dollars from the Republic. And that was all she needed. In politics, she was not interested in serving the people. Her prime concern was to make $1 million American dollars in politics. In other words, she was just in politics to make money, nothing more. John Dramani Mahama found that to be offensive, summarily decided to relegate this woman to the curb. Everybody applauded the president. Now this is a woman who is talking about ghost schools in the tenure of office of Nana Akufo-Addo. There was supposed to be a certain audit. What happened to that audit? We were told that reports were sent to the president but shelved because of some critique that came out. If this is true, that we truly had an irresponsible president who aided in the stealing or attempted stealing of the rare resources of our nation. And I am so ashamed. I am glad that Adwoa Safo is speaking. Remember, I prophesied to you several months back. Would I even call it a prophecy? In fact, it's just common sense. When people lose elections, they are quick to point their fingers at their own house. Why did Adwoa Safo keep quiet all this while? Now that the party has lost, they are quick to come out and point fingers at the party. But let's go further. Let's look at it. Now, the second thing she talked about is her own husband, Kennedy Agyapong. Better still, her baby father. My brother, my sister, according to Adwoa Safo, Kennedy Agyapong ditched her in 2007 and rather went for Professor Michael Kwe as MP for Domi Kwabenya, all because, I don't know, he wanted to betray her. At the time, she was carrying his baby, according to her. But when you read it further, she says, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia stands a better chance in her books because she does not want to deal with family ties. It's all about competence and not family ties. Now, how can you say this when you say that you expected Agyapong to support you? Maybe he didn't also want to deal with family ties. He wanted to deal with competence, my brother, my sister. My brother, my sister. My brother, my sister, this is what it is. Hey, now if you decide that you would go for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia because you don't want to deal with family ties, but you want to deal with competence, maybe it was the same reason that made Agyapong go for Michael Quay, Professor Michael Quay, rather than you. That is not a betrayal. It's just common sense and what? Principles, right? Now let's look at the third one quickly. My guest is already in and he's on time. Professor Jampo is here. Now, she's saying that somebody insulted the father as a bush farmer, and this is Michael Quay Jr., and that his father is a professor. My brother, my sister, in these times, people say anything when it comes to political power. They can insult each other. At the end of the day, when the political season is over, it looks like they don't bear grudges. They continue to smile at each other. So when people take things personal, my brother, my sister, it is interesting. I never thought politicians also took things personal. They insult each other. Then a few seconds later, when they leave radio and TV, they drink tea and chew chichinga together. Well, of course it is insulting. Of course it is unacceptable to label this man as a bush farmer and uneducated. But can we look at the reality? Is the father a bush farmer or not? Is the father educated or uneducated? In Ghana, when people even speak the truth, they can be seen to be insulting. If your father is an illiterate and uneducated, and somebody says the same thing that your father is, should it be an insult as considered? Or was it because of the way Michael Quay Jr. delivered his remarks? Oh, her father is uneducated and a bush farmer. Therefore, he's not as important as my father who is a professor. If that is what it is, then my brother, it is very offensive. And I think that Adwoa Safo and her father deserve some kind of apology from Michael Quay Jr. I'll leave it here. Finally, I hear Adwoa Safo talk about so many different things, but I'm going to reserve that and I will look at that later. But she says that the NPP election committee is bogus. Now, Adwoa Safo, in my opinion, is the most arrogant politician we have had in contemporary times. This woman, arrogant as she is not even smart. Wisdom is not a bedmate of Adwoa Safo. Should I explain what it is? This woman, with all respect, apologized to her party for the wrongs that she had done. Today, the same wrongs that she said she had done, she is standing by them and trying to explain why she thinks that they were not wrongs after all. She apologized to the president, apologized to the whole NPP. Today, she calls the NPP a bogus party. Is it a knee-jerk reaction? Or is it an afterthought? I just want to understand this. I don't like it when people apologize. Then after things don't go too well, they return and they want to put up a fight. For me, I heard in another conversation where Adwoa Safo said there was no way she could have left her sick children to come and serve Ghana. And I said, look at this woman. When the president gave her that, office, whatever, that they give them, red, gold, green, when they appointed them, she took it with pride and swore that she would put Ghana first. Now she's telling you in clear black and white that, hey, listen, my family first. And she's defending that. And she expected the people of Domikwabenya to still vote for her. Hey, you can go on these tirades. You can go on these rants from one radio station to the other. But I think that the more she speaks, the more she betrays her level of thinking. I leave it here.
Yeah,